Hello, Empowered Woman. Welcome to this episode of the Empowered Woman podcast. Today, I'll be talking about rejection. On a scale of 1 to 5, how well do you think you handle rejection? I will teach you 3 steps to help you reframe rejection in really any challenge so that you don't get trapped in a victim mentality and intentionally build thick skin through self-love. I also share more about the amazing giveaway that I have going on starting today until September 11th to celebrate 2 years of the show, over 50,000 downloads, and hitting a new milestone in August, over 4,000 listens in just 1 month. So whether you've been struggling with rejection in life or business, or you're just dying to know how you can work with me for free to get you confident and pumped up for life and for your business, I know this episode will be empowering to you today. Let's dig in. Welcome back to the Empowered Woman podcast, the #1 show on personal development for women entrepreneurs. If you're wanting to stop spinning your wheels, trying random personal development resources, and actually boost your confidence to show up fearlessly in your life and business, this is the place for you. I am so glad that you're here. My name is Marta Spurk, and I'm your host, triplet mom, woman empowerment coach, and all things motivation extraordinaire. Welcome again. Let's dive into today's episode. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to tell you more about the giveaway that I have going on. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I've been hinting at it. I've been asking people, what would you want for prizes for the giveaway? Lots of people said a one-on-one session. So that's one of the things that I have on there. I will share more details in a minute, but I just wanted to start off by saying how grateful I am to have been doing these one-on-one sessions with amazing women. And that's why I decided to gift this, because the testimonials, the response that I've been getting from these women that work with me is just so amazing. It's just so rewarding and such confirmation that this framework that I created in helping women see themselves differently and with more love really does work. And that's why if you've been wanting to talk with me one-on-one or just get encouraged, get out of a funk, get that clarity that you need to really lift yourself up, then this is what you need. So in some of the recent calls that I've had, mostly with moms on the early stages of their businesses, the things that keep coming up is how us as women really undervalue the amazing job that we're doing as moms. So while I want to talk about rejection on this episode, and I guess it is related because it's almost like we are rejecting ourselves or not seeing our value and the amazing work that we're doing with our kids, I wanted to start off by reminding you, if you're a mom listening to me, that, thinking that you're not doing that great of a job or expecting someone to recognize you, that you need to learn to do that for yourself. And this is what we work on these sessions, is really me reminding you that you are amazing, and then telling you that you need to do this for you every single day, because I can't be there for you every day and hold your hand, but you are with you, so you can do that for yourself. And one of the things that I have been working on through the pandemic is, I may have mentioned that I started doing behavioral therapy for one of my sons, for Benny, and we've been doing everything remotely, obviously, and working on playtime, which is what the doctor calls special time. And since we meet weekly, I have to keep track of how our week is going so that I can report back to him and say, this is how it went. This is these are the episodes that we had. This is how I handle it. Or can you help me in situations X, Y, and Z? And it's been interesting how, while there are challenging situations that I bring to him and ask him for advice and help, there are also moments that I have been more mindful of and paying closer attention to because I have these sessions, into seeing how great my kids are and how great a job I really am doing. And one of the things that the doctor or the therapist works with me a lot is reassuring me and saying, wow, you did such a great job. Look at what you're doing. And most times I just, get in tears because it's just so amazing to have somebody just recognize you and tell you, you're doing a good job, Mom. And he tells me that all of the time, especially doing a part of our session while I am actively playing, and he's just watching. on the camera, I have my earbuds on and he's telling me what to do and what to say. And he's reassuring me and saying, wow, good job staying calm. And at the same time, he's teaching me how to do the same with my son and tell him, good job staying calm. Thank you for sharing. I love how you did that. And this is what he's doing to me, which is, it's such a testament of how important it is for human beings to be reassured and to be told that they're doing a good job. And while we can't depend on other people doing that for us all the time, we can do that for ourselves. And this is what all of my work has been. It has been around teaching women to reassure themselves when there's no one else around them to do that for them, because you can't depend on anyone else. In one of the recent episodes that I haven't told my doctor yet, I will next week, or Benny's doctor rather, is that the other day, my sister came over with my niece, and she knows we usually have lollipops because that's one of the things that we use, to get the kids to do stuff. Sometimes it's like, hey, want a lollipop? And we didn't have any. We had run out, and she asked for a lollipop, and I was like, oh, I don't have any. And so over the weekend, my husband bought a huge bag of Dum-Dums, and I was talking to my husband, to Shane, about my sister coming over this weekend, and over dinner. And so the kids kind of overheard it, obviously. And then after a while after dinner, when I gave them a lollipop, Benny came and said, is Chichi, that's how they call, their aunt, because Chia is aunt in Portuguese. So they call her Chichi. And they said, is Chichi coming tomorrow? And I said, no, in a few days. And he said, well, when a cousin comes, I will give her a lollipop. She can have a lollipop. As soon as she gets out of the car, I will give her a lollipop. And that just, oh my gosh, made me tear up. And even when I think about this story, it makes me emotional, because not only did he remember that she wanted a lollipop and we didn't have any, he then thought, now we do have some. I heard mom talking about my aunt coming. So when they come, I will be able to give her a lollipop. And that just made my heart explode. And it's these little things that when I share with our doctor and he says, look at how great a job you're doing. This is the kind of child that you're raising. And even if you don't know how to handle certain situations, or when he screams and you scream and everybody cries and you think you're doing a terrible job, remind yourself that you are doing great. And so I just wanted to share this to encourage any mom that is falling apart at the seams, thinking that they're doing an awful job, especially with e-learning and going back to school. My goodness, I can't even imagine having older kids and having to handle all of that and all the drama with schools and stuff, and going back in person and then having to go back home, or going through quarantine if there's any kids that test positive. Oh my gosh. So it's a lot of stress. And there are things you can't control, but you can control the way you feel about yourself and the way you feel about what you're doing as a wife, as a mom, as a sister, as a daughter. So remind yourself that you're doing amazing. And with that, let me tell you more about this giveaway that I'm doing. Oh, I'm so excited because I've been wanting to do a giveaway to celebrate the 2 years of the podcast for a while, and then 50,000 downloads. And then with having those two fabulous men in the show last month, my downloads exploded. And on the very last day of August, I had over 4,000 downloads, like 4,172 downloads. It was just insane. And so grateful that I made the decision to interview men. It was amazing and opened up so many amazing things for me. I hope you enjoyed those episodes, those conversations. And so what I decided to do for this giveaway is to actually create a giveaway in a platform where you can have multiple entries by following certain action steps. You may have seen this type of giveaway before, where you are asked, follow me on Twitter, comment on my post, subscribe to my podcast. So there are several different action steps with different amount of points. And some of them you can do more than once, which it's like sharing a testimonial, a video testimonial with me, or sharing it in your stories, sharing my post, commenting on my post. So you can really, really up your chances of winning by entering daily and also sharing with friends. And so I will have the link in the show notes, but let me talk to you about the prizes. So the grand prize, the person that has the most points, is going to get a 60-minute empowerment session with me. And I will be sharing more testimonials and more of the amazing things that women are saying about these sessions with me. Just so much clarity, so much empowerment. So you get 60 minutes to sit down and talk to me and, uncover your greatest insecurity right now, where it's coming from, and how to forgive yourself, how to move on, and, create a plan to move forward from all of that. So amazing. Besides that, $25 Amazon gift card, an Empowered Women Empower Women t-shirt, which is one that I have myself that I love, and access to the Empowered Woman workshop, the latest one that I did back in July, talking about how to use your love language on yourself, which was amazing. And I had amazing feedback, and I will share some testimonials from that as well. So this is the grand prize, but I'm also gifting second and third place with lesser items, but some of the same items as well, like the t-shirt and the access to the workshop. So you won't want to miss this because you get to experience more of my content on a deeper level and really start seeing transformation in yourself and increasing self-love and getting empowered in your life and in your business. So to enter, just go to the link in the show notes. And I am so excited. This is going to be so fun. And now let's move on to the topic at hand, which is talking about rejection. Talking about how to handle it. Is it tough for you? Do you tend to take it personally? And I believe that a lot of it has to do with our personality type. So this is what I want to start by saying is, why are some women more sensitive to criticism and to certain attitudes than others? Why do some things get to you more than others? Because sometimes you may share something with a friend and say, did you see what this person did to me? And then they'll say, but that's not that big of a deal. Why are you so upset about it? Have you ever had this happen to you? I'm sure you have. I share stuff with my sister all the time and some of my closest friends, and they're usually not the same personality type as me. I tend to attract ones on the Enneagram a lot, and they are very objective, analytical people, and don't tend to get too offended about a whole lot of stuff. Whereas I tend to. So this is why this topic is perfect for me. And I always like to talk about things that are tough for me. That's why I talk about them, because I want to overcome it and I want to help you overcome them as well. So why? Why do some things affect you more than others? And then for the person next door, it's the opposite. How does that happen? And why are some people naturally, it seems at least, more confident in themselves? Or even when you talk business, they're more confident in their message. They don't, get discouraged when somebody gives them negative feedback or somebody asks for a refund or whatever it is. So I want to really explain to you why that is and give you some very actionable steps to start overcoming this, which, by the way, I did a training on this inside my group. If you're not in the Empowered Woman community on Facebook, what are you even waiting for? Go join us. Just look for the Empowered Woman Community with Marta Spurk on Facebook, or you can find a link in the show notes as well to join us in there. Amazing conversations, amazing women, super supportive, really encouraging environment. So I really taught this training in there, and I'm planning on doing this again next week, but we'll go through it together. So we'll go through this step by step. I laid out the steps, and then I want us to go through it together. And I'll be doing that on Tuesday at 3 p.m. So September 8th at 3 p.m., right after Labor Day. Join me inside the group. It's going to be phenomenal. So let's talk about rejection. Right now, you may be thinking, well, it's just the way it is. I'm more sensitive. There's not much I can do about it. Maybe I just need more time to build thicker skin and to not let things get to me as much. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if instead you just learned more about yourself and what works for you as a person, as an entrepreneur, so that you are really working with yourself every single day and not against yourself? And I get this may be a little different from what you've heard before in terms of personal development, especially for entrepreneurs, but stick with me. This shift in thinking is the number one reason why focusing on increasing self-love works so well. I'm all about self-love. That's what I talk about, right? So maybe you have already tried different things to, not take things personally, deep breaths, stay quiet, talk back, whatever. And it just hasn't worked out. So today I'm going to show you this, but in a whole different way. And I'm sure you'll agree that trying to not take things personally and to just, rise above isn't as simple as some people make it seem, because it comes with challenges. So maybe you have wondered, I just need to read that other book, or I just need to attend that one event, or I just need to journal more, or whatever. But ultimately, can you learn not to take things personally? Is this a possibility, or it's just for some people and not for others? And first thing, you may be wondering, why in the heck are you even talking about this, Marta? Let me read a quote that I think is just brilliant. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. This is the basis of everything that I'm going to be teaching you today with these 3 steps. If it's bothering you, if it's getting in your way, this so-called sensitivity and why you care so much what people think and why you feel offended, then change it. Do something about it. And today I want to show you how you can change the way you think about yourself, or you think about feeling offended, or even the way you feel about growing your business. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is because maybe you don't know, but I started with network marketing. I started my coaching business with network marketing. And a lot of the things that I learned back then were, don't worry about the no's. The more no's, the closer you are to the yes. Or no just means not right now. Or don't put all your eggs in one basket. If that person, cancels, refunds, doesn't want anything to do with you, don't take it personally and just move on. But to be honest, it's easier said than done. It was still hard, and it still is, not just with business, but with relationships. In any other aspect of life, you have to deal with rejection. And once I was able to handle my own objections in my head of why it was so hard to hear those no's in life and in business, I was actually able to overcome this sensitivity. And I'm doing air quotation marks here, because it's not just about that. It's really you understanding more about yourself and working with yourself instead of against yourself. So some of my objections, hey, I have triplets, maybe I'm still kind of hormonal, or I have a lot going on, or I just don't have time. And maybe it's just going to take too much time for me to build thick skin and to actually learn how to not care. Or do I really want to be the person that doesn't care and just spams people all the time just so I can grow my business, Or I'm not a salesperson. Maybe I don't have what it takes. But I'm here to tell you, you can build thick skin in life and business from a place of love. And it all starts with the power of reframing. That's what I want to show you today, is how reframing is so important, and how does it start? The first step is you need to know what. What usually gets under your skin? Take notes now. What is something that usually gets under your skin? Is it the no? Is it people's rudeness? Is it negative feedback? Is it unsolicited advice? It could be, again, in your business or in your life. What is something that triggers you? And there's lots of talk of, triggers out there right now, especially with, the atmosphere and everything that's going on in the world. And I think it's, starting to get played out and overused, because it's almost like people are allowed to be triggered. It's like it's something that people aspire to almost, because it's so overused. And to me, feeling triggered is just like what Brad Yates talked about in our interview. It's just smoke. It's signaling that there is a problem. So it's not something to, pride yourself in. It's really something to investigate so that you can heal that. And not just say, hey, that's a trigger for me. All right, victim mentality. I'm not going to do anything about it. No, go investigate it. So the very first thing to help you build thick skin, to help you really overcome this fear of rejection and this feeling of rejection and taking things personally, is really taking note of what usually gets under your skin. What is it? Think about the last few times that you felt so offended that you couldn't shake it off. What was it? So that's number 1. What? The next step is why? Where is this coming from? Why is this such a big deal for you? Remember what I said in the beginning? For some people, some stuff blows over, goes right over their heads, 1 year out the other. And then for you, it's the end of the freaking world. Why is that? Why? So number 2 is why. Is it because of your personality type? Start digging into your Enneagram. In fact, this is what I encourage the ladies that are inside the Empowered Women community on Facebook to do. Tell me your Enneagram type. If you don't know it, go take the test so that we can discuss this in depth in our training coming up September 8th inside the group. So what is your personality type? That is a huge indication of why things get under your skin. Second thing inside the why, what is your self-talk like? What have you been telling yourself? What is the story that you have been telling yourself? Oh, if they say this, then this must be so, right? What is your weakness? And this goes back into the personality type. Once you understand your personality type better, you will understand your weaknesses and why things get to you more than others. And then finally, step 3 is reframing. Now you know what gets under your skin. Now you know why. Oh, okay, back in my childhood, this happened. It has to do with my personality. And then ask yourself, is this my truth? Then once you're able to identify it, you're able to separate that comment, that attitude, that rudeness, whatever it was, from your personal worth, from your identity. Is that negative feedback? Does that negative feedback really speak about my worth and about my identity or not? Because then once you ask that question, it'll become obvious that it does not, that it's completely separated from who you are. And then guess what? Pew, blows over. Oh, I guess it's not that big a deal after all. I guess I should not take it personally, and I don't have to. And hey, I don't. But it really starts with taking these steps of understanding what it is, of understanding why it is, and then reframing it by asking yourself the question, is this my truth? Most definitely it is not. But you have to start paying attention and going and investigating that smoke to know where the fire's coming from to then, my friend, put it out. Isn't that so much clearer? Aren't you a lot more clear on how you can learn not to take things personally? How you can intentionally build thick skin and learn how to reframe rejection as just, hey, that's their opinion, that's their attitude. It has nothing to do with my personal worth or my identity. And doesn't this answer the question of how self-love is the basis of this? Because you're so in tune with yourself and you are so appreciative and grateful for yourself and proud of yourself that you're able to make that separation. Hands down, this is the most important key to growth for women and women entrepreneurs. If you can't become more self-aware and more self-accepting, then you won't increase self-love. And without this, it means you're just going to be going through the yo-yo emotions, through the roller coaster emotions, letting negative self-talk and discouragement dominate. So what if instead you could self-validate and learn to see yourself and remind yourself of your greatness? This doesn't mean having to work a lot harder. It's just working smarter. A way better result for the same amount of effort. Just follow the steps. So now you know, and I hope you can join us inside the group to do the exercise together and discuss this. It's going to be awesome. So before I let you go, tell me, what is the first step that you're going to start taking? What is the first thing that you need to do? Go back to the 3 steps, the what, the why, and reframe. Start taking note of the things that get under your skin and start paying closer attention to why that is. And it really starts with taking the Enneagram. So to get more in depth with this, join us inside the Empowered Women community and let's discuss this together. And I would love for you to connect with me and tell me what was valuable about this episode, how this helped you with reframing rejection and helping you rise above those feelings. And also, go enter the giveaway now. Go enter the giveaway. I am so excited for all the ladies. As of right now, recording this, I have 103 entries already. So 100 people have been going on there, clicking on the action steps. You don't want to miss this. I am so excited to see who's going to win. Such amazing prizes. And yeah, let's just keep on encouraging ourselves, empowering ourselves and each other. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I truly hope these 3 steps that I share were helpful. I hope that you can connect with me and let me know what you loved about this episode, or if you have any questions or suggestions. And also, don't forget to enter the giveaway. I can't wait to work with you and to connect with you. Until next time, bye.